Dun, dun, dun. All right, ladies and gentle thems. Do I have it already there? Bam. I do. I do. I do. Okay. I I'm learning how to use some of this stuff though. It's you have to excuse the little quirks and things that are here. So um, I've got my lovely little script here, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna follow it. So hello. This is your first time seeing me. My name is Tony Bersalinas. I am a Generation Xer that loves technology. I am from the last of the analog generation and one of the first of the digital age. So I love technology. I embrace it, but at the same time, I also know that there are many dangers and things to be aware of for people of all ages and types and intellects and all of us need to be aware. Technology is advancing at an exponential rate faster than you can even freaking imagine it is. And not all of us are into it's like I am. So we might not necessarily see it happening, but it is. So rather than be scared of it, to, I want us to be aware of it, learn from it, learn of it with integrity, use things as a tool, and use them for good things to make our lives, to live our best lives, as opposed to the people that are using it to make our lives not good. Not good. Scripts are good. So, anyway, um, this is a presentation that I am bringing to everyone. I need to check and make sure that it is actually there's something here that is no that is work that is correct. Okay. We're gonna go with this because I think it is doing what it should. So my presentation is called Hacking Your Brain, and it's the psychology of modern scams and why smart people fall for them. So, so many years ago, my grandmother, she was the computer whiz of our family. And after my grandfather passed, she met a man online. She told me about him, and she said he was having some kind of issue. That issue turned out to be a scam. It was the infamous Walmart money order scam. And then I tried to warn her. I told her something this isn't right, something's wrong with this, but she was adamant, she was stubborn. She had been talking to him for a good while, and she believed him. She even showed me the money orders. She even showed me the Walmart money orders. And she got. The repercussions of this, they were pretty bad. It wasn't just her scam wiped out her bank account. And because my uncle was a co-signer on her account, the bank came after him years later. They even took him to court. And because of the scammer, our family, we lost our house. The domino effect from that one psychological trick, it changed all of our lives. And I made a promise from then that I was going to do everything I could to understand this and to help other people understand this. Which brings me to This first, let's get this out of the way. Let's get this out of the way right now. You're not stupid. I'm not stupid. Let's just get that said. Smart people, successful people, careful people, they get scammed every single day. Why? Why? Because modern scams, they don't target our IQ. They target our hearts, our humanity. It's not about how computer science. It's actually about psychology. And the main weapon that they use is called social engineering. What is social engineering? Well, social engineering. This is the 25-cent word for a con game that's been going on for 2,000 years. It's just with tech, new tech. It is the idea or the art of manipulating, influencing, or deceiving you into giving up information or money. Scammers know this. Scammers definitely know this, that it is always easier to trick a person than it is to hack a system. Why? Because we're human. And these attacks, they come in a couple different ways, a couple different speeds. You got the lightning strike. The goal of the lightning strike is to create panic. It's designed to bypass your logical brain, like your prefrontal cortex, and trigger your lizard brain or the amygdala, probably saying that wrong. Uh, the fight or flight reaction, basically. The scam is over in minutes, in and out. Then you've also got the long con. The long con, the goal is not about panic. The goal is actually to trust. This is slow and slow. It's methodical. It's a really detailed grooming of your emotional brain. This type of scam takes weeks, sometimes months to complete. And this is the one that got my grandmother. So let's break down the lightning strike first. The lightning strike has three main triggers that it can use to hack our brain's panic button. First one is urgency. Better act now, your account's going to be locked. That sale, you need to get on it now. That deal's going to expire. And the clock starts ticking. Your brain is hardwired to be scared or panicked from uh, losing something, the FOMO, as they call it now. So we act. We act before we think. Second is authority. We are socially conditioned to obey authority figures. When an email looks like it's from your bank, from the IRS, or from your CEO, our brain's essentially default setting is to comply, not to question it. It's sort of a mental shortcut, you could say. And scammers, they drive a truck right through it. And the third is fear. A virus is detected on your computer. A warrant is out for your arrest. Your private photos are about to be leaked to everybody in your contact list. And that's fear. And that fear, it makes us irrational and desperate for a really quick solution or a quick answer. And the scammer just happens to be there to offer that solution. And the lightning strike, that's that's old news. The really, really devastating modern scam is known as the long con. And the worst name The worst name of this is, oh, it's awful. It's called big. It's called pig butchering. It comes from the Chinese. Shasu pan. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Shatsu pan. It refers to the process of fattening up a pig before you slaughter it. It's slow, it's methodical, and it's emotional. And it's an attack that targets loneliness. It builds deep feelings. It builds uh, a genuine feeling of trust and love in some cases, and then it betrays it. And it follows a very specific four-step playbook. First step is the hook. The hook starts off innocent. You get a wrong number text. Hey, this is Sarah. It's been a while. And you reply, oh, sorry, wrong number. And then they reply back to you, oh, I'm sorry, it's my mistake. Well, you seem nice, though. My name is so and so. For the record, this is one that I'm very familiar with. This one, I do watch myself now, but it's when I know a lot of us are nice people, and it's so easy. It's so easy to just you know, we used to watch those movies where things like that would happen, uh, when Harry met Sally, or that's probably not one that it is there, but uh, You've Got Mail, things like that, where those thoughts, those random messages, those random connections with people were romantic and fun, and we wanted those, and so even for me, it's not too hard to fall into that job of just being a nice person, Uh, oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. You seem nice. They're polite. They're charming. Sometimes they send cute photos of themselves. They're just starting a friendly conversation. Then there's step two, the fattening. This is the psychological grooming. This isn't a bot. This isn't a chat bot. This is a real, dedicated human operator on the other end. They text you every day. Good morning. How was your day? Good night. They share their fake life. They share their fake struggles. They share their fake successes. They spend weeks or months building that deep emotional bond, and they become a trusted friend or even a romantic partner. They're doing this because they are targeting loneliness. Then we get to step three, the pivot, the pivot to the money. Once that trust is 100% established, they casually mention that they've been really successful in cryptocurrency, or it used to be the well, excuse. This is the way that I've known it. The like the Nigerian prince scam, or or what have you. But now it's evolved into like cryptocurrency and such. They're not pushy. They just start to show you their success and their investments. They invite you to try it with a small amount just for fun. Let's build our future together. They guide you to like a fake crypto app. Looks completely real. And then that small test investment, you see it. They show you the dashboard and it shows huge profits right there in front of you. Then we get step four, and that is the slaughter. This is the proof works. You get excited. You trust them. You see this, and so you're encouraged to invest more. You put in your life savings. You take out a loan. The dashboard shows you how freaking rich you are. Then the day comes when you try to withdraw. Then suddenly the app freezes. You owe a tax to unlock your money. And just like that, that person you trusted, the person you might have fallen in love with, is gone. The app is fake. The money is gone. This is probably the most important part of this today. The financial loss is devastating. It's fucked up. But the real weapon that the scammer is leaving behind is the shame. Why don't more people report this? Because they're drowning in self blame. How could I be so stupid? I should have known better. I'm embarrassed. See, shame is actually a feature of the scam, not a side effect. And the scammers are using it for a reason. It isolates the victim and it protects the scammer as well. First, there's the financial loss. It's devastating. People's life savings, their retirement funds, a lot of deep, deep debt. But the second part of that is also the the grief. There's a profound emotional grief. At the end of the day, this person that has just been scammed has lost their money. They are also mourning the loss of a loved person, a person they trusted, who didn't even exist. The sense of betrayal here can be paralyzing. For many, the grief is a lot worse than the loss of the money itself. I'm coming back to this because this was more the emotional damage that this scammer did when I think about my grandmother was worse. It was worse than us losing our home. It was worse than our family being breaking up the way that it did. It affected, essentially broke apart the lives of three of us: my grandmother, my uncle, and myself. And it took many years to it took many years and the passing of my grandmother to find some closure in all of it. So I understand and relate to this a lot. And I want, if there's anything that you can take away from my little video here, it's that that is that is really, really hard. So what do we do? What do we do to protect ourselves from these type of attacks, from this psychological attack? You know, you can install software for it, um, but you have to learn to build a mental firewall for yourself. Like the lightning strike, for example. The rules to think about with this is to create a pause. Gamers need you to act. They need you to act in 5 seconds. One, two, three, four, five. Don't. Your defense is to take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes. Turn off the app. Turn off the phone. Get up. Drink some water. Take a breath. No legit emergency is going to be solved by clicking a link in a text. So close it. Breathe. Stop for a minute and think. Go to go directly to your bank's official website or to the bank app itself, not just the text message that you're getting from this or an email. Verify it. Verify it independently from the text or the message or the email that you have there. That 5 minutes, that panic will fade, and your logical brain will come back online and click, and we start to think of things better. That works in a lot of things in life. Before we react, just pause. I'm learning that myself right now with a lot of in life in general. So if I'm going to do that with everything else, because life be life in, do that in cases like this instead of panicking. Just get into the habit of being like, wait a minute, hold up. In that time that you've paused, you will start to read the email and see the grammatical errors or all the capital letters or uh, the email address that it comes from or that it's being sent from that says gmail.com or what have you. Um, you'll start to see those things. And the more of those things you see, you'll start to realize, wait a minute, this isn't right. And they're good. They're very good. I can tell you there are now ways that scammers will do make things very official. They'll change the O to a zero. It, they will do a sub like a subdomain from like an actual domain like bankofamerica.com. It'll be uh, there'll be a line in front of it, or but or they'll make the email look legit. But there are several things to look at um, in there that will help you. And second is for the long cons. And those are the rule in that is just verify, verify. Be 100% skeptical of anyone, any online stranger who starts to bring up money or starts talking about investing, even people you've known for a long time. No exceptions. And use the video call test. Uh, you want to insist on early on in the relationship or the friendly texting. Insist on a live call, a real live, real time FaceTime video call. Uh, a real person will get on a call. The scammer, of course, they'll always have an excuse. My camera's broken, or I'm shy. The internet is bad. Those are your red flags. And don't settle for just oh, let me send you a video of myself. No, I don't know if some of you may have heard of this, some of you haven't, but there recently the deep fake videos of the woman who was believed that she was being messaged by Elon Musk. And the thing about it is, you can't you got to give her grace because with the AI technology that I love very much, got her. It showed that the scammer sent her video messages, video messages with Elon Musk's face talking to her. and they looked very real. So, and they're just going to get even realer and more elaborate and more difficult to catch. So it's just on that video call, you know. Uh, wave your right, wave your left hand for me, you know. Do those things, whatever you need to do to make sure that that person is who it is. Also, there is, you know, sometimes people are getting calls because of the voice cloning is a lot more advanced than I think a lot of people realize. For example, 11 Labs is one of my. I follow them. I love the work. I'm fascinated by the work that they do with the voice, with the AI voice models. I've seen them from the very beginning, how they started, to how advanced they've become in the span of a year and a half. I'm not. I'm not joking, bitch. They. It is. It is absolutely uh, wondrous and fascinating how they've developed, but at the same time, it is terrifying as well, knowing how people can use this. Um, a lot of people don't realize how advanced it has gotten. Many people still think that you can tell when you can tell a voice model that it still sounds monotone, and you know uh, there's no there's no human reaction in it, like me, like trying not to stutter, or you know, people think that everything is just the same as it ever was. It's not. It is. I can tell you now. You have heard. Everyone here has heard non-existent AI voice models. You've heard them on YouTube. You've heard them in commercials. You've heard them on television. You've heard them in movies. You don't even know. And I've heard it. I've heard it. I've heard it myself. I've seen. Uh, I was working with a voice model when they first began, and then 6 months later, I was working with that same voice model, doing text or doing text to speech uh, projects, and I heard the model that I had been using for that 6 months. I heard that model, voice model, sigh. It's it sounds very like something that's no big deal to some people, but to hear how it originally sounded, which was very realistic, to that advancement of how the nuances in the voice were eerily impeccable. To hear that voice model go in the middle of a sentence was something that I didn't realize, I didn't think was part of the sound of the human voice that would ever be able to be generated randomly until it was. So not to scare people, but just realize that. So with that said, um, if you get a call from somebody, uh, or sometimes the people that are getting calls, you know, oh, I need help. I'm in jail. I need to get money, or I need to get or something's happening to me. You know, I've been arrested. Some people are utilizing an idea of a verbal password or a verbal phrase, something that you don't necessarily wouldn't type on the computer or type in a message way for somebody else to read, but a conversation or something that you have, a conversation you have with your family in person. you say, hey, let's come up with this phrase, and so if something like that happens, you say, ask them, what is the passphrase? What's your password? What is it? So that they can say it and legitimize the call. Because if it's a scammer or it's a voice model, a chatbot that's doing a voice, it's not going to know that. So that's another idea to use as well. So those are a couple of things to think about. Creating a pause and verifying, just verifying. So with that said, I'm going to say this. Look, let's stop. Let's stop blaming victims. It's because we're not stupid. You're not stupid. I'm not stupid. But what we are is we're human. And scammers are going to exploit that. The scammers are going to exploit kindness. They're going to exploit your politeness. They're going to exploit your loneliness. They're going to exploit your trust. And that shame that they leave you with, it only has power and works if it's in the dark. So let's not keep that shame hidden away. Bring it out. Bring it into the open. If this happens, or it's happened to you, or someone that you may know, talk about it. Share your story. Um, Bring it together. Bring it into community so that we're all aware and we all can relate and hear what has happened to each other and what is we've done, not just the what we've done, the negative parts of it, what we've done that have worked, what have we done that was the good parts, the good things that have happened, because are there people trying to scam us, and how we've the ways that we've avoided that and prevented that. The only way they're going to beat these scammers is by exposing it, talking about it. It's not going to get any easier to recognize this. The technology is not going to pause and stop. You know, uh, the box is open. Pandora's box is everything is flying out of there. So, and we're not going to close it. And the best thing to do right now is to not be afraid of it, realize it for what it is, and get it out into the open. So, you are the strongest moving root. I thought that was a cute picture. So, that's it. That's my presentation. Thank you very much for watching this and listening to me. This is dedicated to my grandmother and my uncle and to me and to all of you that might not be aware, but I hope that I've made you think of some things. Um, and share your opinions with me in the comments. Please, please do. Whether they're good, whether they're bad, you have ideas, whatever. Maybe there's something that you want to know about or talk about that that people aren't talking about, and bring it to the forefront. Let's make a community. Let's bring ourselves together and learn about this technology and learn about how to be safe in this fast-paced world we're living in, so that we can embrace these things and make our lives better. Our lives, not theirs. So let's do that. Love you, miss you, mean it. All of the good things that I say, put them in mental Rolodex and leave them there. Be good to each other. All of the bells and whistles. And I will see you in the next video or two.